Back in the 80s, Motorhead's Lemmy would star in the music video for a pop group that was a one-hit wonder. Today, let's take a look at how it all went down. In 1986, Motorhead would release their album Orgasmatron. It was during the same year that frontman and bassist Lemmy appeared in a spaghetti western video for the one-hit wonder group Boys Don't Cry. If you're like me, then maybe that band name conjures up images of The Cure, but the band's name wasn't inspired by the group, instead taking inspiration from a 1975 10cc song titled I'm Not in Love. However, the band was aware that their band name would bring up questions about The Cure, and on their second album they would record an instrumental track titled The Cure. Frontman Nick Richards would tell Billboard magazine in 1986 that the name Boys Don't Cry was specifically chosen so it would be hard to musically categorize the band. Boys Don't Cry, for their part, would form in 1983 and was the brainchild of Richards. Richards, who fronted the band, was also involved in the music business and production, owning Maison Rouge recording studios in London, and had a short career as a solo artist being signed to RCA Records. He would eventually team up with another solo artist named Brian Chatton, who had previously worked with Meatloaf and Phil Collins, and the duo would have a minor hit in the country of France with the song Turn Over. They soon decided to form a band, enlisting Jeff Ciapardi, guitarist Nico Ramsden, and bassist Mark Smith. It would turn out that all the band members had their own solo publishing deals, and they all wrote for other artists as well. The band would be discovered by a talent scout for Profile Records named Paul Oakenfold, who had also signed Run DMC. Profile would agree to release the band's albums in the US, while another label named Legacy Records would put out their UK releases. Boys Don't Cry's 1986 self-titled debut album would be put out in 1986, and the first single off the album would be a track called I Wanna Be A Cowboy. The band would shoot a video for the single, employing the same director who did a-ha's Take On Me and Wham's Careless Whisper videos. As the title suggested, the video would take on a theme of a spaghetti western, but not everything went smoothly during the filming of the video, as Richards would crack 2 ribs trying to get on his horse. The video was notable because Motorhead's Lemmy made an appearance as a desperado, with Brian Chatton telling the Georgia Strait, "We did need a baddie, he did it for a bottle of vodka." So how did Lemmy end up in the video to begin with? Well, in addition to being a solo artist and a studio owner, and being in a band, Richards also owned the record label GWR, which happened to have Motorhead on its roster. Richards at the time was also buying other artists' publishing, thinking that if his music career didn't take off, at least he could make money owning other artists' songs. Boys Don't Cry and Motorhead would share the same business manager at the time, and the idea to have Lemmy in the video came to Richards, who recalled to Ultimate Classic Rock. When I came up with the concept of I Wanna Be A Cowboy video, I wanted a Lee Van Cleef bad boy in the video. Lemmy came to my mind immediately. I rang him to say, please be in the video and how much would it cost me? He replied, just make sure you have a bottle of vodka Smirnoff on the set. We started filming at 6 a.m. on a freezing cold morning in London's Hampstead Heath. He turned up on time and was the ultimate pro and gentleman. We had a fab time. I adored him, he'd say. I Wanna Be A Cowboy would give Boys Don't Cry their only hit of their career, peaking at number 12 on the Billboard Hot 100 charts in 1986. While the album received a ton of airplay on the radio, MTV weren't fans of the track. According to Ultimate Classic Rock, Richards spoke with MTV VJ Martha Quinn at the time, who told him that the network hated the song because, and I quote, it wasn't rock and roll. But due to the popularity of the song on radio, MTV had no choice but to play it. And according to the same article, the network received nearly 250,000 requests in one weekend for the video. So what happened to the band in the years that followed? Well, they would release 2 albums during their brief existence in the 80s, with their final release of the decade coming in 1987. By 1988, they were done for the time being, but they would reunite nearly 2 decades later in 2009. They would release their last album of original material in 2014, titled Here It Is, as well as several compilation records during the reunion. That does it for today's video, guys. Thanks for watching. Be sure to hit the like button and subscribe. We'll see you again on Rock and Roll True Stories. Take care.